I'm gonna continue painting the Soviet naval troops. Somebody asked the question in the comments, actually on Facebook, and they were asking about why I left the purple in the shadows in the recesses. And the reason why is I don't often use washes or many washes. So what I do is by putting painting colors in the shadows and sometimes just a black undercoat, um, I can just paint the base colors and the highlights and just leave the shadows alone. So I don't paint any paint down into the colors, and it just gives them a bit of a different look. And also too, it makes them very fast to paint. So yeah, so that's the reason why I've left purple, which you can sort of see down in some of the recesses here. So what I'm going to paint today is the black. I'm hoping to get a fair bit of the models painted, hopefully finished. So I'm just going to paint black, and I'm going to paint like the boots. So I've just got just using black here, and I've diluted it just a small amount. So I'm going to paint the boots, and I'm just using cheap uh, synthetic brushes. So I'll finish painting the boots and also the weapons. I know a lot of people like to paint uh, gunmetal or metallic weapons, but I don't think that's very realistic, as most weapons are actually black. So I'm going to paint these black, and then I'll highlight grey on some of the edges. Okay, so I'll finish painting the black, and then I'll get back and we'll have a look at the next step. Oops. Next, I'm going to paint dark brown. So I'm going to paint dark brown on the stocks of the weapons. You can see that purple there. I'm just going to leave a little bit of that purple in the edges. So the purple is the shadow there. Just doing the timber work on the rifle. Okay, so all the dark brown is done. Okay, I'm up to the flesh stage, and I do like to use flesh washes. Um, that's probably about the only time I use um, washes when I'm painting like mass rank and file type models. So I'll just put the wash on all the flesh, making it go down into the finger grooves. I will come along after this and highlight the flesh back up again. Okay, I'll finish off the rest of these. A little bit out of focus. I've got some dark brown paint left over from the painting the stocks and stuff that I'm just going to use an old brush. I'm just going to push it down into the base. Just colour that up a bit, get rid of some of that grey. That grey is from the undercoat. So I didn't want to waste any of that brown paint sitting on the palette. I mean, I will put other colours onto the base as well. I'll just give that a quick going over. Looks a bit dodgy there, but it'll be okay when it's finished. So just put a bit of this brown here. Doesn't matter if it goes on the boots. Okay, I'll do the rest of them. After we've applied the wash, we'll go back in and highlight the tops of the nose and the cheeks and the chin. You've got to remember that we're looking at these models from several feet away. It looks pretty good there. And then we'll just do the tops of the hands, knuckles as a highlight. I do enjoy painting faces. It is a little bit hard to paint around the camera. The camera is in the way. Okay, I'll go ahead and paint the rest. Okay, now we're going to just highlight all the leathers. I'm just using a darker brown. A darker brown. I'm using a light brown color to highlight all the edges. So we can put a little bit along the straps, edge of his stock. Okay. I'm going to highlight the black now. So I've just got a bit of dark grey, and I'm just going to edge highlight some of the black edges here. So on his grenade, on the edges of the weapons. And I'll put a few little edge highlights along the boots. I should have mentioned too that I had a little bit of that light brown left over, so I just painted it on the bases. I do like to use almost any color on my bases, so I will, anything left over, I will sort of splash it on the bases here and there, because once I've got a bit of foliage glued to the bases, you won't see all the differences in the colors. Oh, yeah, so it'll blend them. So hopefully that's starting to look okay. It's a little bit hard to see in the camera how much color I've actually got on there, so I'll have a closer look in a second. Okay, well, I'll continue on. One of the last steps I like to do is to add a little bit of visual interest to the bases. I put some flesh colored dots just randomly on the base. And what that does is it helps break it up. So on these particular bases, I've already got dark brown, a lighter brown, some grey, and then just with a couple of little specks of flesh colored paint, it just breaks up all that brown. I think it looks a little bit more interesting, and you sort of don't notice it once you put the foliage on, which is the next step. So I just put random spots of flesh, any coloured flesh, and it's like a highlight colour for the browns. It just breaks the base up a little bit. Okay, and you'll barely notice it with the once the foliage goes on. So these guys are pretty much done to a tabletop standard. I wouldn't call myself a good painter, but I've painted a lot of models in my time, and I can normally quickly get a unit to table ready by taking these simple steps. Okay, well, I'll glue on the foliage and then I'll show you the finished product. I've glued the grass and the small plants onto the bases and painted the rim of the bases black. I'm calling this squad of Soviet naval troops finished. Please comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.